Last year I had a very ambitious and very stupid idea. Over the years they've made loads of Call of Duty games, and loads of those games have been set during the Second World War. They take place all over the place. What if the whole franchise were to be reordered? Chronologically, not by release date, but to the time in which each mission is set. Because there are so many games set in World War II, how much of a complete picture would that create of the war? How diverse would the perspectives be? How complete would the coverage be? How satisfying would it be to swap between games and yet only a slight step forward in time? Well, that was what I wanted to find out. This video is the first third of World War II through Call of Duty. I'm a one-man band and found this a bit too much for me to finish, and so I shelved the project, but I spent so much time on it that it would be a huge shame if it never saw the light of day, and so this is as far as I got. But yeah, anyway, enough preamble. Welcome to the course of the war. A sin of Call of Duty is that their games typically conveniently begin at around the time the Allies start winning. This video starts in the second half of 1941, not long after the United States joined the war. That's almost 2 years after France and the United Kingdom declared war on Germany over the invasion of Poland on the 1st of September 1939. This means that this video will skip over many important events, like the German and Soviet invasions of Poland, the Winter War fought between the Soviets and Finland, the invasions of the Netherlands, Belgium and France, the Battle of Dunkirk, the Siege of Malta, the Battle of Britain, you name it, it's not in Call of Duty, and so it's not in this video. A virtue of Call of Duty Vanguard, though, the most recently released World War II game and the first one we'll be taking a look at, is that it's not afraid to cover similar darker stages of the war, and that's where our story begins, in August 1941, somewhere outside of Tobruk.
You had to credit the SOE. They were very good at spotting talent in the unlikeliest of places. And Lucas had talent.
In this first mission, we're an Australian surrounded by Germans in the Sahara Desert, and Vanguard itself offers no context as to why this is, so I'll do my best to fill in the blanks. Back then, Libya was an Italian colony. Allied forces, mostly Australians, invaded Italy's North African colonies, but were pushed back to Egypt by a combined force of Italians and Germans under the command of the German general Erwin Rommel, who would come to be known as the Desert Fox. The problem for both sides during this pushback is that a lot of Allied forces ended up getting encircled in the port town of Tobruk. Tobruk ended up holding out for over 7 months, and a lot of that was down to the efforts of people like our protagonist, soldiers who would strike out into the desert in small groups to sabotage and otherwise disrupt the Axis.
Follow me. Try and act like real soldiers for once.
Sir. Yes, sir. No, sir. 3.
See, that's what a real soldier looks like, mate. What a way to stand up to him, Bluey. Good job, buddy.
Fuck off, Daz.
What's he even doing here in the first place, huh?
He's a major. He can do whatever he wants.
In this mission, we're going to be playing as one of the Rats of Tobruk. This nickname, the Rats, was actually afforded to the defenders of Tobruk by German propagandists, but then the defenders decided to take the nickname on as a badge of honour, and it stuck.
The explosives are ready.
Lucas and I set them ourselves. Sir?
Man your position. The timing must be perfect. I need you all to focus.
We got eyes on them.
Quiet over there.
Hang on now, what's that in the lead?
I said be quiet. I'll do the honors, thank you.
Sir, Mark is that first rock.
Yes, I know.
That's a tank.
Germans have tanks, Private.
No, but the armor's too thick. We didn't pack for a tank.
This guy is probably the most comically incompetent army officer I've ever seen in any piece of fiction.
You distracted me.
The brilliant nighttime lighting and amazing soundscape in these gunfights make it such an immersive experience.
This was a simple raid, and half the supplies we wanted have gone up in smoke.
Sir, there's still one truck down the ridge.
Well, then take some rats and get after them, James.
Let's go.
No good for sniffing around the dirt.
So, from my understanding, and as far as I've been able to learn online, the nickname Rats was predominantly used by Australians, but that's because the defenders of Tobruk were predominantly Australians. That being said, isn't this Major also a defender of Tobruk and also a rat? This game doesn't really educate you on any of the context of this part of the Second World War, and I think leads us to believe that a British officer calling Australian privates rats is some kind of colonial insult, when it's actually not. Now, I'm sure colonial insults definitely did happen in Tobruk, as well as anywhere else during the Second World War, but this does highlight, and we'll see a lot more of this later, the fact that Call of Duty Vanguard doesn't necessarily care about the Second World War or any of its details. It just wants to use it as dressing for its own story. The reason he calls us rats is in no way to be historically authentic. It's so that we can better understand our protagonist, Private Lucas, and his brash, independent personality which brushes up against the strict structure of the army.
Hey, I found something. You read Kraut?
A little.
Of course he does.
It looks like one of Rommel's officers checked through here to visit a camp up the way. I don't know what kind, I don't recognize these symbols.
Then we go take a look.
The Krauts just lit up the sky. More could be coming. No, we return to base. Report to the Major.
We can't report a thing if we don't know what it is. That wouldn't be good soldiering, Jacobs.
Fine. We'll scope it out.
Yeah, straight into those crowds. Get off the road before they see us. Into the... Get inside, they spotted you! I told you they saw the flare!
Every now and then, a Call of Duty game will make a pretty bad attempt at a stealth section in a mission, and this is one of them.
Hold on, what's all this?
Who cares?
I've been keeping a secret from you. Despite chronologically this being the first Call of Duty mission ever, this is actually the third to last mission in the campaign for Call of Duty Vanguard. This game's story is provided through flashbacks of each of the different protagonists, and this is one of them. Each of these flashback missions create a thread, and all threads come together towards the final mission, which we'll get to at the very end of the war. Now, usually in a situation like this, I would kind of feel a bit bad and need to explain more about this story and where it leads, otherwise it'll be really confusing. But the story isn't very good, so I don't really feel that need. You know what is good about this game though? Blowing stuff up.
It's gonna blow! I'm gonna blow it from the inside!
And here we have it, my first ever death. One of many. And despite the fact that at the time this death felt really unfair, I was in for a whole lot worse later on.
Wait, you guys hear that?
After blowing up all of this German equipment, we're attacked by a Stuka plane. And though the graphics, sound effects, animations for the rifle, all of that is brilliant in this part of the mission, wow, this is a boring boss fight. Okay, maybe I am complaining too much, and in the future I will definitely complain less in this video. But it's Call of Duty Vanguard, and I needed to get at least some of it off my chest.
On the coast of Italian Libya, an Australian private and a group of rats had given Rommel a huge black eye. Their action should have earned them medals, and maybe even a shred of respect. Hams didn't see it that way. Their reward was some time in the brig.
Navigator, what's our position and status?
Skipper, we'll soon be over the coast. Simmons ran into some heavy flak here.
Doyle, you better get up to your dorsal turret. You know how the skipper gets. Doyle, quit mucking about and take your post in the dorsal turret.
1 year after the Battle of Britain, in which Germany failed to achieve air superiority over the English Channel, the fight in the air hadn't gone anywhere. In this mission, we're a gunner in a B-17 flying fortress, and our job is to drop bombs on German-occupied Rotterdam. This mission is from Call of Duty United Offensive, an expansion pack for the first game, and considering it released in 2004, it really doesn't look that bad. The entirety of this mission takes place within this plane, and almost entirely on one of the guns on the plane.
Guess we got lucky on this one.
You wanted more, Skipper? You've got it. B-40 just took a hit. She's going down.
Squadron, A for Andy. We have one aircraft down. Keep in formation. Descending to Angels 2-9er. Steady as she goes, lads.
There she is. Holland. Never been there myself. But I did date a Dutch girl once.
It's not long after crossing into mainland Europe that we're attacked by a lot of German planes.
Your channel's clear.
11 o'clock high. Gunners, open fire.
Slowly throughout the mission, more of the crewmates die, and you have to take up different roles across the plane using the different turrets. There's also a really cool indicator here for the amount of planes you've taken down, but as you can see from the amount on the screen right now, they don't stop coming, wave after wave.
The bomb bay doors are jammed. Doyle, we need you to open them using the manual crank.
Steady. Bomb's gone. Direct hit, Skipper. I repeat, direct hit.
Well done. Good show.
Fire in the arc compartment.
Doyle, get the extinguisher.
We're hit. I can't hold it together. Bail out. Bail out.
I really love this entire sequence of starting off confidently in an entire squadron of bombers and then slowly throughout the course of the mission desperately fighting and being whittled down to just one plane and a couple of people.
Uns liegen Berichte über feindliche Truppen in diesem Gebiet vor.
Das ist eine verdammte Zeitverschwendung. Niemand hat den Absturz überlebt.
Warte mal. Ich muss mal eine Stange Wasser an die Ecke stellen. Was zum Teufel? Achtung! Engländer! Achtung!
Da sind sie!
You can come down now. He won't give you any more trouble. Major Ingram, SOE. Our friends from the Dutch resistance saw your plane go down, so we decided to have a look in case Jerry got too curious. Grab a weapon from one of those dead Jerrys and follow us. We have an important train to catch. Once that is sorted, we'll get you home right as rain. Let's go.
So we've been knocked right out of the skies and completely out of our element. This mission has some amazing nighttime scenery. Now, you're not going to get the moonlit nights of Call of Duty Vanguard, obviously, but for 2004, I mean, just look at this view across this river, lake, body of water.
There's a farmhouse up ahead. Let's clear it out so it doesn't come back to haunt us.
So in the first mission I got my first death, and in this one I'm going to get my first jump scare.
Bunker on the right. Van Dyke is down. Doyle, make yourself useful. Grab his charges and plant them on the lower arches of the bridge. I'll cover you.
Da ist er! Stoppt ihn!
Well done. Since you did all the heavy lifting, I'll let you have the honors. Detonate on my command. Wait. Wait! Well, that was by the numbers. Right. We just woke up every German from here to Berlin. Fall back to the farmhouse.
So after completing our mission and blowing up the train, now we need to escape. And this is where this game does something quite unique to older FPS games. It makes us backtrack. So we head backwards, but instead of going back through the tunnel, we take a left through the forest and eventually link up to the farmhouse that we cleared out earlier where I got jump scared. We then get in a truck that was in the barn and make our escape. Yep, that actually did happen to me. COD 1's checkpoints are awful. Thankfully though, in a future COD 1 mission, I'll figure out a way around this.
Not too bad for an RAF platoon. There could be a future in this field, if you get back to England in one piece.
(1939). The armies of Nazi Germany begin their conquest of Europe. First of all is Poland, then Denmark, Norway, France, Belgium, Luxembourg, and the Netherlands. Now the year is 1941. With an army over 7 million strong, the Nazi war machine turns to the east and begins the invasion of the Soviet Union. Using blitzkrieg tactics, they advance quickly, smashing relentlessly through the Soviet defenses and arrive at the capital city of Moscow in under 4 months. Desperately short of reinforcements, the Soviet defense of Moscow now falls to thousands of raw recruits who must hold out against the well-trained German forces in the freezing cold of the Russian winter.
Welcome to basic training, comrades. If you wish to survive, you will do exactly as I say. Now, walk over to that table and pick up those weapons.
So, this time we're on the Eastern Front, and I don't need to explain much more because that fake documentary type intro did it for me. And the USSR is in dire straits. Now, because I'm going over a lot of Call of Duty games, that means that there'll be a lot of tutorial sections like this one. And as nothing massively important happens in them, I'll skip over most of it. But I do want to point out these teddy bears, as this teddy bear took on a whole new meaning starting with COD 5.
Oberkommissar, he says the enemy is moving behind our lines to the southeast, and they are supported by half tracks and mobile artillery.
Sir, there's a German attack forming to the southeast. It looks serious.
This tutorial mission was probably the best of all the ones that we'll see in this video. I love Call of Duty 2, which is what this game is, by the way.
My God, I thought we were in training.
There is no better training, comrade.
Something great about it is the mission end music that plays at the end of every mission. I'll often just hang here at the end for a while just to listen to it.
Wade had talked himself out of worse situations. If you heard him talk about Midway, you could tell he was no stranger to hyperbole. Every time Wade told the story, it was a little different. He added a wing of Zeros or another aircraft carrier to his tally. But I read the reports about what happened that day. If Wade was exaggerating, it was only by a little.
This is our first major time skip in this video, as despite that past mission taking place on the 17th of December 1941, this next mission, of the Battle of Midway, takes place on the 4th of June 1942, and a lot happened within that time. Up until now, this video has only covered stuff from Europe and Africa, but now we're heading to the Pacific. The bombing of Pearl Harbor actually happened about 10 days before the Red Army training mission, and since then, Japan has been on a conquest. Technically, the Pacific War had really started in 1937 with the Second Sino-Japanese War, and that is still ongoing now with China and Japan fighting it out on the Chinese mainland. And in 1940, Japan invaded French Indochina after the fall of Paris. In early 1942, though, it really did reach a new level. Japan invaded many different territories all across Southeast Asia. What's most well known, to me at least, is the fall of Singapore, where in only about a week, Japan took the city from the British. But now the US is in the war, and the American and Japanese fleets are about to come head to head.
Sugar 10 to all Victor aircraft. Who's out of formation? Something's not right. Oh my god!
Holy shit! Goddamn zeros out of nowhere!
Now this is Call of Duty Vanguard again, and so the game looks and sounds amazing. But I'm convinced that this mission had very, very little playtesting on mouse and keyboard because the controls are just terrible. The game looks its best, but is at its worst with the 2 dive bombing sequences. And though watching this footage back, it looks really good, this is the first time in this multi-game playthrough where I had to just stop playing for a while and leave my desk. It was so frustrating. To give you a quick idea of what I'm talking about, here's the sped up, unedited footage. But I get there in the end.
Almost! Now, Jackson!
Wade would rather have been called a hotshot than a hero. That was his contradiction. He is one of the war's greatest pilots, but he needed a team. The problem was getting him to admit it.
I joined up, rather than wait to be drafted. I figured if I was gonna have to fight, it would be better fighting alongside the best there was. That's why I joined the Marines. They sent us to North Carolina, some farm place that they'd turn into a training camp. 2nd Division U.S. Marine Corps. Some soldier I was gonna be. Our first day in camp, and I forgot my rifle.
Up next is the Call of Duty game you've probably never heard of. In fact, I'd never heard of it before starting this project. Call of Duty World at War Final Fronts. I absolutely love Call of Duty World at War for its incredibly dark tone and amazing sound design that goes against the more conventional, perhaps romanticizations of typical Call of Duty games. And it turns out that Call of Duty World at War had a PS2 only companion game launched, a completely separate experience that plugs the gaps in the Pacific Theater campaign of World at War's story, which is incredibly specific. And I had no idea this existed, which is really cool to me because in a much lower resolution I can see the characters of that campaign, the characters that I've really grown to like over the years with my many playthroughs.
Go, go, go! I'll be waiting at the end.
Stop flailing around, will ya? Hey, Fletch, I think this one's drowning. Grab him!
Immediately after is yet another training mission, and this one really doesn't have much for me to showcase, but I will say this is the training mission for Call of Duty 1, making it the first Call of Duty mission ever in release order, which, let's be honest, is a far more sane order than the one this video is in.
Those are boys.
Make an atoll. Little more than sand, trees, and a small Japanese military base. Miller's reconnaissance team landed there almost a week ago. Since then, we've heard nothing. The waiting's over. We're going in. For all we know, they're already dead. If what little we know about the Japanese is true, it might be better if they are.
This is one of the rare times in which a character's story that we've started picks up not too long in the video after their last chapter, because we're in the shoes of the same Private Miller who was just in training 4 months ago.
You think because you say nothing, you are strong? 貴様は強くない。強情なやつめ。
Don't tell him a fucking thing.
米兵どもはみんなこうなのか。 二人とも殺せ
Go to hell.
Miller, you're okay. Thank God. We're gonna
This is Call of Duty World at War's first ever mission, and very immediately you can tell that it takes on a far darker tone than most other Call of Duty games.
Roebuck, signal the strike team. Here, go! Boom, boom, boom! Roebuck!
Miller, over here! Japanese infantry!
In this section, if you manage to stay ahead of the crowd, you can save Private Ryan here. Which I remember on Xbox being an achievement called Saving Private Ryan. But he died anyway. Poor Ryan.
They shoot through the damn wood! Keep on that MT! Don't let him get another crew on it!
What the hell is this? Check it out.
Looks like a temple or some shit.
Hold your ground! Hold your ground!
Support squad should be there any minute now.
The sound design is absolutely phenomenal, and it really puts World at War above other Call of Duty games, especially those which came before it. There's something incredibly creepy about the ambience in this game.
What the hell?
Who took these guys out?
Radio command. Find out if another unit came in ahead of us.
Ambush!
Boom! Boom! Miller, use your knife and put a hole in that barrel. Go, go, go! Rest of the squad's landing over there on the right! That's our extraction point! Slow that ammo up!
Miller, back me up! Come on, let's go!
Get to the boat!
Charge is set, we're leaving now!
I got you!
This is where it duds.
It better not be.
So, we're back to the Eastern Front, and back to Vanguard again.
Every person on this team was a hero in their own right, long before their files ever reached my desk. But to say they were strong personalities would be a vast understatement.
Don't be in a rush to fight, Dodging. Glory is worth nothing when you're dead.
But this fight, it matters.
You matter. You and Misha.
At this point in time, German forces are advancing towards Stalingrad. Things aren't looking good, and the people of the city are preparing to defend it.
You
I do love this slow, peaceful, familial scene here at the start. It's a nice break from the pressure that, you know, a Call of Duty game has when you're shooting people and getting shot at all the time. And it illustrates very clearly what's at stake. Everything.
Real family breakfast.
Bombs and bullets. Best way to start the day. Something smells good over here.
You're even able to interact with all of your neighbours and talk to them as if it's just any other day. One thing that doesn't feel like any other day, though, is just how casually the protagonist jumps from rooftop to rooftop in order to get to work. Now, I am entirely ignorant of the working culture of Stalingrad in the 1940s, but I'm pretty sure this isn't how they went to work to clock in.
Медсестра Петрова, we'll need you down by the first end. Plenty of men that need catching up today. Go ahead, join the others. Oh God!
This is a brilliantly orchestrated scene where you're not only running away from imminent danger, but also backtracking and retracing your steps home. I mentioned earlier on that backtracking is more of an earlier video game thing. I really enjoyed seeing it brought back in such a way in this mission. We wake up sometime later and it seems like we missed the ground invasion of Stalingrad. All we can do now is try to get home. At times like these, Vanguard doesn't need any music. The sounds and the lack of sound create this amazing atmosphere. There's this tension of being on the back foot in Stalingrad that you can't really get anywhere else in Call of Duty.
Nightingale.
I should have been here, Papasha.
You take care of each other.
Tell Mom I'm off to save Misha. As usual.
After some time, we get to the protagonist's brother, who is under the guard of lots of German soldiers. In this section, we creep around the shadows, from the top of stairs, from air vents, and from behind desks to slowly wipe them out one by one. And it feels great.
Сестренка, it was incredible.
We're going. Now.
Господи, I was so scared that you and...
Me? You're the one tied up. Take care of the others.
Surviving Stalingrad was no small feat. Escaping, even greater. But no one really escapes something like that. The Nazi war machine had touched all our lives, burned away something important. I think that's what made us attracted to the SOE in the first place. But for Polina, the wound was marrow deep.
The battle for Stalingrad had only just begun, and it would become the deadliest battle of all human history.
I need your help. Do what I say, and we can avenge this massacre. My injured hand means I can no longer aim. But you will do it for me.
That is, I would say, the best opening to a Call of Duty mission in all of the franchise, and one of the best openings for a mission in all of gaming, and also sparked the beginning of a new story, which arguably is still going on today with new Call of Duty releases, including Black Ops 7.
For 3 days, I have hunted him. For 3 days, luck alone has saved his wretched life. Sniping your enemy is like hunting any other animal. Fire at the wrong moment and your chance will be forever lost. Patience. Now, load your rifle, but hold your fire. Wait until the bombers are directly overhead. The sound of the engines would drown out your shot.
Ready? Shoot now! Again!
You know, I'm surprised it took us this long to get to a Call of Duty sniper mission. Much like a tank mission or a plane mission, there is usually about one per game.
For days, I have crept through shadows like a rat. This place, once echoed with conversations of friends and lovers. No longer. Mark my words, comrade. One day things would change. We would take the fight to their land, to their people, to their blood. You must choose your moment. Exploding the fuel tank will incinerate anyone standing nearby.
Excellent aim, Dmitri! More infantry! Cut them down! No scope! Nice!
Bewegung! Sowjetische Truppen!
Stand hier bei! Don't you dare! Keep your head down! Follow me! I know a perfect sniping position, overlooking the command post. Hold fire! We are too close to our goal to reveal our position. There is nothing we can do for our comrades. Their sacrifice will not go unavenged. The dead.
In this section of the mission, Gary Oldman instructs us not to help our comrades, because if they were to die, then General Amsel would think himself safe and show his face.
The sounds of battle flash him out.
Anything is worth sacrificing to destroy the enemy war machine.
Coward! There he is! Sure! He's not alone! Ansel is using the destroyed tank for cover! There! And the burning truck! Are you just crazed? He's cowering behind the artillery piece! You are a true monster! He will be coming for us! We must go! Quickly! Before their tanks fire again! Die, you scum-sucking animal! Into the river, Dmitri! It is our only chance! Go!
Both we and Reznov jumped from the building and plunged down into the Volga River. It looks like we made it, but that Reznov didn't.
Too close to our goal to reveal our position. There is nothing we can do.
Whilst trying to assassinate General Amsel at the end, there is a hidden detail which I never knew about back in the day. If you were to ignore Reznov's advice and instead try to help the soldiers pinned down, you won't save them, but you will have slightly unique dialogue, and the repercussions of that action will be incredibly important towards the end of the war. But we'll get to that way later in this video.
Proudest day you have ever lived. You will fight the fascist Nazi invaders with all your strength. For each and every fallen Soviet soldier, you will make them pay with 10 of them.
Despite its age, this is also one of the most iconic and greatest opens to a mission in Call of Duty.
They're coming back! Kill them! Kill the deserters! Stop!
And this is the mission where I really start to struggle on veteran difficulty. See, not only are the enemy more accurate and do more damage, but on the highest difficulty, there are no health kits or any method of healing anywhere. The only way to get to max health is to get to the next mission. And this is awful. It's so painful. Especially at times like this, where the game isn't entirely clear as to what you're supposed to be doing, and so you have to do this trial and error of being absolutely annihilated and trying the next corner and being absolutely annihilated again until you finally find the way through to the next objective. I spent a lot of time trying to get up this hill, and though it is an amazing cinematic scene, it did get old after a while.
Or you have a small hand. We'll be safer in that building down there. Don't worry about that, Commissar. I'll take care of you. Ready? Okay, go, go! Die, you coward!
Now, of course, lots of each mission are edited out. Just know that between every clip on this mission and any Call of Duty 1 mission for that matter, I die probably about 10 times, and you don't see that.
Pulling back! Come on, comrades! We're retaking Red Square! Retreat! Turn around! Keep going forward! Up your gun and shoot! No retreat! Not one step back! No mercy! No open fire! Do not retreat! Our retreat will be fun! No hesitation, comrades! Do not take one step backwards! For Mother Russia, comrades! Do not turn your back on her! Victory or death!
I'd endured a lot just to get to this staircase, and when I got to this staircase, I found something. So, COD 1 has the hardest veteran difficulty of any Call of Duty game, and its shortcuts are incredibly punishing, if you remember from that United Offensive mission right at the start of the video. But it does have one extra thing that doesn't make it okay, but makes it a bit better, and that is quick saving. much like, I don't know, Skyrim, in this game you can just hit F5 and quick save whenever you want to, which means you can save scum your way through a lot of this game. Now, you're damn right I did that, but it really didn't make the game easy, it just made it less unbearable. And I do not recommend you to play this game on veteran yourself. It's really not fun.
Take down the officers first! They're calling in reinforcements!
Oh, and there's this clip here. This is this summarizes very well what it feels like to play this game.
My name is Alexander Sokolov. I thought I was safe. As a watchmaker's apprentice, I would learn the business, then open a shop of my own. Maybe get married, have children, start a life. But now our cities are under attack, and Stalingrad will put an end to those dreams. We should have known the Germans would turn on us, break the treaty. They have no honor. The commissars rounded us up so quickly, speaking of the motherland, the sacrifices of our brothers, our duty. I'm only 20, but I'm ready to fight to the death. The sight of my home Stalingrad infuriates me. It is as if hell itself were burning.
Welcome to Stalingrad. You're about to begin the greatest moment of your life.
So, not long after the events of the Call of Duty 1 Stalingrad missions, we start Call of Duty Finest Hour, another game I'd never really heard of before this project. And we're replaying a very similar scenario as last time, but at night. And the character monologues which introduce Finest Hour's protagonists are brilliant, and they really set the scene. In few other COD missions really have I immediately gotten into a new scenario as a completely new character and felt like I knew what I was doing and I knew where I was going. I immediately empathised with the person I was playing with, and I was looking forward to see where their story would go.
Do not count days! Do not count miles! Count only the number of Germans you have killed! Kill the German! This is your mother's prayer! Kill the German! This is the cry of your Russian earth! Do not waver! Do not let up! Kill! Death to the German invader! Death to the German invader! Go, go! Move! Get off the boat! Watch it! Reload it!
The invaders are retreating! This way, comrade!
This is, despite the original Xbox graphics, a very beautiful mission. Just the fires in scenes like this just create art, really, on a level that most Call of Duty games don't really bother.
German
lasted all day. I'm sorry you lost your sergeant, comrade. We won't let his sacrifice go to waste.
Finest Hour's combat is very basic, but again, there is another amazing scene.
From that bunker to call in artillery strikes all over the city.
We're charging up this big hill with these pillboxes. All colour has been evaporated from Stalingrad, aside from our objective, the big flag at the top of the hill in bright red. The art direction for this game was very, very good.
Looks like I found myself a new spot.
This is a nice, interesting story, and once I got used to the clunky controls, I was having quite a bit of fun. Finest Hour's definition of hard difficulty is absolutely nothing like Call of Duty 1's veteran difficulty. It, and also all of the other console-only titles for Call of Duty, is very manageable to play on all difficulties. Finest Hour bundles together lots of small missions with very basic objectives, and there's not really much need for my commentary on a lot of it, so I'll just showcase it for you.
The ladder! The factory is just past this hole in the wall.
After some time, Finest Hour takes us to our first tank mission of this video, the first of many. And you know what? This one really isn't that bad.
Lieutenant, the situation is grave. We've been holding back the German advance with the Katyusha rockets. However, our forward observer's radio has stopped working, and we are no longer receiving firing coordinates. Their last report said the fascists were massing armor and preparing to overrun this headquarters. The observers are in the train station tower on the other side of Red Square. Take a replacement radio and get it over to that tower before the Germans make their next move. Dismissed.
After some close quarters fighting, a wall gets destroyed and reveals some German soldiers just on the other side. This is a kind of subtle but really interesting hint towards just how awful and close up the fighting in Stalingrad often was. You would have squads of German and Russian troops living right next to each other, just walls away.
Thank you. The new radio. I'll take it from here, Lieutenant. That column of German armor is about to move. We need to relay firing coordinates now. New target, 5 Point Bravo. Angle 78 degrees, range 100 meters. Confirm, over. Confirm. Range 100 meters. Fire incoming, over. Yes! Take that! Direct hit! That armored column is a junkyard now. Thank you, Lieutenant. This has been one hell of a day.
That was a great ending cutscene to a mission. But now though, it's time to take a break from the Ostfront and go back down to North Africa, where there's a lot of unfinished business.
1941. The Desert Fox, Field Marshal Erwin Rommel, arrives in Libya to assume command of the Africa Corps. Within a few months, Rommel, the rising star of the German army, recaptures the territory taken by the British Commonwealth forces prior to his arrival. Despite being heavily outnumbered by the British forces, the superior range and armor of the German tanks allows the Africa Corps to take the fight to the Allies. By July of 1942, the Desert Fox and his unstoppable Africa Corps, in a series of classic blitzkrieg attacks, pushes the British forces eastward across the deserts of Libya and into Egypt. Now in late 1942, holding their ground a mere 60 miles from the Egyptian capital of Cairo, British Field Marshal Montgomery's forces, including the Desert Rats of the 7th Armored Division, prepare to blunt the German offensive and regain the initiative.
But it wasn't because of British commanders or mighty tanks. Lucas had the untold story.
To defend England, to defend liberty, to defend our very way of life, no matter the cost.
Amp's got himself a big stiffy today. He must smell a promotion. After the intel that we dropped on that wanker, this is the plan that he comes up with. Buckley's chance is gonna work.
What's he saying, Jacobs?
Oh, he's personally thanking you and Des for being stand-up chaps. Get stuffed. It's king and country. It's always king and country.
Bloody hell! Move up! Stop walking! And move around! Return fire!
Rats are early! Into the trench! Hurry! Keep your head down! Where the fuck is Bluey? Head down! Head down!
You didn't see that. Well, I certainly didn't. Now, one incredibly tiny detail that Vanguard gets right that all of the other Call of Duty games don't is the British abbreviation of the private rank. It has no relation with the rest of the entire video, I just thought I'd highlight it. So this is the continuation of the story of Private Lucas, who was in the first ever mission in this video.
Wake up, mate! Oh, shit. Oh. Come on. I got you. okay. I'm okay.
The Major, we're being torn apart. I gave you an order. Form the perimeter, protect the armor!
Son, you gotta be bloody joking.
We will hold this line.
Our air support is fucked. If we don't deal with those flat cannons, there's not gonna be a fucking line.
You have your orders!
Bugger the orders. We are taking that hill.
Alone?
Yeah. I got me, and I got Des.
Fucking oath.
What? As mental as this plan sounds, it does lead to some pretty fun gameplay in these ruins. You lose your primary weapon and just have to use a revolver, and these fights between the bolters are really good.
Every crowd within a K is gonna be up in our freckle. We're gonna have to hold them off until the bombers arrive.
There. Des, fire the flare! I didn't expect today to end like this.
From what I remember when this game first came out, one of the main criticisms I saw a lot was the fact that this game has optical, like, red dot sights on all of its guns. But this one is actually a real rifle scope that did exist that could be used on this rifle. The rifle hadn't been invented yet, hence the 44 in its name, but, you know, they tried.
Sometimes, the only way to honor a fallen soldier is to finish the mission. But try remembering that while their blood stains your boots. That's what I told Lucas when we first met. War had taught us both that lesson. The rigid hierarchy of Allied command would look at Lucas and see only character flaws. Insubordinate, churlish, no stranger to a prison cell.
I think Vanguard gives the impression that the Second Battle of El Alamein was won that day, almost entirely through the efforts of our protagonist. But in truth, the battle lasted weeks.
Queen 6, this is King 6. Enemy tanks sighted leaving the depot. We're commencing our attack. Out. This is it, boys. Our decoys should keep those panzers busy while we wipe out their supplies. Let's go!
This time we're back to Call of Duty 2, and it's our time to launch a night raid to try and destroy German supplies. There's not too much to say in this mission, it's just really good action.
German troops! Clear those boxes! On our left flank! Grab troops! Over now! God, that bloody wanker! Englische Truppen! Man down! Watch out! On throw grenade! Hilfe, wurde getroffen! Second squad, move in! Let's give Sergeant Davis and his boys some covering fire! Infantry! On the side of the sandbag! Dead ahead!
But you'll see me do a quick double take here because we've just met perhaps the most iconic character in the entire Call of Duty franchise.
Davis, check the bunker for enemy intelligence. We don't have time to collect a lot of stupid maps. Shut it, McGregor. I said keep your bloody mouth shut, Private.
Stick with me!
We're needed back into town, sir. Jerry tanks have been spotted advancing on our positions to the east.
Looks like we're in for a bloody hard fight, lads. Get us back quickly, Private.
Yes, sir.
Davis, McGregor, get in the Bren carrier. Move! We're finished here.
The crowds are already here. It's gonna be close. Hang on! Man down!
Take up positions along the perimeter. Let's go! Yes, sir! Enemy forces to the south!
Now, I love this game and I love spending time with Captain Price, but I'll be completely honest, this mission was not perfect.
Split into groups of 6 per tank! Come on, boys! Let's go! Stay with the tanks! Get into that bunker and stop that field gun! Those buildings are the rally point!
Infantry! Up on the top floor!
Clear these buildings! Move, move, move! On frag grenade!
Bloody fine work, Sergeant Davis. This raid will be in Tobruk by the end of the week.
Well done, boys. You've just taught Rommel a lesson.
You can really see here with the start of this mission that Call of Duty is trying to create a slightly more cinematic experience than they had done in the previous game.
Fire!
Welcome luck. Not bad, McGregor. Nice find. All right, listen up. We're finished here. Well done, boys.
I'll drink to that, sir.
Man, I'm starving. I haven't eaten nothing since we left the ship. Hey, you know, my dad runs a deli back in the Bronx and makes the best pastrami sandwiches you'll ever eat.
Brooklyn, you ain't quite right.
Kinda like your sister, huh, you friggin' hayseed?
Can't have to. Stay on the ball.
This is our first mission of Call of Duty 2 Big Red 1, a spin-off title made at roughly the same time, and only for consoles.
Tickets to the Yankee games. I'm playing the Red Sox. I got box seats.
Shut the hell up, Brookfield. I said, can it?
From several people I know, I have heard that this is the best historical Call of Duty game ever. And after playing it myself, there definitely is some truth to that, and I'll go over the things I like about it later. One thing that is immediately incredibly obvious is that whilst Call of Duty in general takes a lot of inspiration from things like Band of Brothers, the inspiration here is incredibly strong, and it makes it a bit of a hit or miss experience as to whether you find this to be a heartfelt story or a bit of a cheesy one. My opinion of it fluctuated quite a bit between missions. Whilst predominantly British forces were engaging Rommel in the east in Egypt, a major new landing had taken place in the west of North Africa, in Algeria and Morocco. The invasion was primarily comprised of American troops. This is the first major infantry conflict they would see in this part of the theatre of the Second World War, and we'll be seeing it through the eyes of the 1st Infantry Division, also known as the Big Red 1, who will actually be the protagonists for a couple of Call of Duty games. The first really interesting and impressive thing that Big Red 1 does that all the others doesn't is include other nations. Almost entirely so far in this video we've been fighting Germans, despite the fact that in a lot of these campaigns, especially including the North African missions, there were lots of Italian troops there as well. And what this mission does in particular, which is really specific and cool, is have us fight French troops. It's a really interesting bit of history because after Paris fell, France was divided into two. There was the northern half, which was occupied by the Germans more directly, and the southern half, which became a kind of satellite state of the Axis, called Vichy France. And those are the people we're fighting now, which is really interesting and a kind of dynamic you will never see in any other Call of Duty game. And even if you don't really care about that detail, just the more surface level stuff, like the idea we're using French guns in a Call of Duty game, I don't think that ever happens in any other game, and it's just interesting and fresh after all this time spent firing MP40s. Now you may be able to see from my aiming that the controls in this game are just not very pleasant. It's not an incredibly pleasant game to shoot in, I'll be completely honest, especially compared to, well, any of the future titles or any of the PC ports. But to make up for that, this game's hard difficulty is a joke, really.
should have seen me. It was incredible. Caught these two French bastards by surprise. Took them both out. Single-handed. Tell them, would you?
You're full of it, Brooklyn.
Hey, how many times I gotta tell you I'm from the Bronx?
Just be glad you're not dead.
Good work, but this was just a scrub team. Rommel and his boys are gonna be a hell of a lot tougher. Trust me. Okay, let's set up a perimeter ASAP.
Dear brother, I hope this letter gets to you. I just got word that my squadron will be heading off for North Africa tomorrow.
All right, guys, heads up. We're coming into the range of Oran. First infantry will be landing later this morning. We're gonna clear out as much resistance as possible. Hey, Stretch, isn't your brother in the big red one?
In this mission, we're playing as the brother of the protagonist from the previous mission. And though chronologically this mission happens at roughly the same time as that last mission, in mission order this is actually quite a few missions in. It's a plane mission and is nowhere near as good as the one over Rotterdam at the start of this video, unfortunately. And for the bombing runs, everything is so unbelievably low res, it's hard to see what you're supposed to bomb. But we've had enough fun up in the sky. It's time to return to the brutal, crushing reality that is Stalingrad.
Stalingrad, 1942. German forces, having reduced the city to rubble in a massive aerial bombardment, meet with heavy resistance as the Soviet Red Army throws its entire force into the defense of Stalingrad. In the chaos of constant warfare, battle lines have dissolved. The ruins of the city have been divided up into hard points surrounded by no man's land. The German tactical advantage of the mechanized blitzkrieg and its coordinated infantry and tank attacks is rendered useless in the concentrated street fighting. Threatened with execution if they retreat, the Soviet troops have no choice but to push forward into the bloodbath.
Comrades of the Soviet Union, there is no need for this senseless bloodshed between our nations. The German people are not your enemy. If you surrender, you will be treated well. You will be given plenty of good hot food and warm clothing, and if wounded, proper medical treatment. The German army is your friend.
What you just saw is an amazing insight as to how this game works. And as I said in a previous part of this video, there is no way to heal between missions. I'm stuck with that health bar. So one thing you'll see with Call of Duty 1 is that very, very quickly, within the first handful of engagements in a mission, you'll end up at very, very low health. And from that point onwards, the game is just a save scumming simulator of slowly but surely dragging your character to the end of the mission. To distract myself from the horrible experience that is this video game on veteran difficulty though, look at these sewers, they look really cool. There's something about sewer fighting that I find really interesting. I guess I just never really expect people to fight in sewers, although when you really think about it, especially in a scenario like Stalingrad, it would be strange if it didn't happen. See, it's not just Vanguard, this game also lets you use the STG-44 more than a year before it was actually introduced into the German military.
Stay in the ditch and keep your head down. They've got snipers out there.
I hate Pavlov's house with every fibre of my being. This has up to now been the single worst experience on a Call of Duty game I've ever had by far. A huge amount of the time I spent on this mission will never see the light of day because no one should have to see what I went through. So this part of the mission here to try to get into the building was quite frustrating and took a while, but I managed eventually to go around the left and with enough safe scumming push through into the building. Clearing each floor of the building was hard, but compared to other COD 1 experiences, quite run-of-the-mill. It was what came after which was truly unbearable. So we're given a certain amount of time until reinforcements arrive, and until then, huge waves of German reinforcements will push their way up into the building, and they very quickly kill all friendly AI in the building, so it's just me. I very, very quickly end up in a scenario just like this. And you hear that whirring sound? That's a tank that's on its way, and if I don't destroy that tank within, say, 10-15 seconds of hearing that noise, it will hit the building and kill me instantly. The problem is, to destroy that tank, I've got to get myself out of this situation, find one of the 2 PTRD anti-tank rifles inside the building at different floors at different angles, and shoot the thing several times, all whilst suffering under these constant waves of German attack. And not to mention that Pavlov's house on the inside is an absolute maze, and you can never remember where you're going or where the guns are. This mission destroyed my soul. I have about 40 minutes of footage of me in this mission, and I don't think that's all of it. I don't think I even bothered to record quite a bit of it. I did eventually finish the mission, though, and it felt amazing. So where to next?
People of the great Soviet Union, yesterday afternoon, brave German soldiers from the 297th Infantry Division rescued...
Well, we're back in Stalingrad, but this time not in Call of Duty 1, but in Call of Duty 2 as a direct sequel to that Red Army training mission we did right at the start of the video. And it feels leagues better to play COD 2 missions than COD 1 missions, and I'd never felt it more starkly than now.
It's about damn time you showed up. This way, comrades.
Thanks to the efforts of our compassionate German soldiers, and all the children can look forward to a bright and safe future with their advice.
Tanks up above! Get down!
The Germans are massing for counterattack. Prepare yourself, comrades! We're too few! We cannot stay here, they will overwhelm us! They barricaded themselves on the upper floors.
Shouldn't we ask them to surrender, comrade?
I'll ask them and I've blown them to hell. Get the explosives up here now!
Right away, comrade lieutenant. We need engineers up here. Get the explosives!
I've got some TNT! I'll get started over here!
Mann am Boden!
Move it! Run! Let's go! Let's go! Пошли, ребята, пошли! Grenades!
Vasily, take second squad and repair the field phone wire. I'll clear these buildings with first squad and meet you on the other side. Go!
Up Now is one of my favourite Call of Duty missions ever, repairing the wire. I'm not entirely sure what makes this one of my favourites. I think part of it is the amazing scenery, the context of it being within the winter of the Battle of Stalingrad, the very clear and interesting objective, following both a figurative and physical through line through the mission in the form of a damaged wire, or just the feeling of COD 2's gunplay. It's incredibly basic, but at the same time, perfect. This next mission has an incredibly unique start, where in order to reinforce an isolated friendly position, we have to creep through the pipelines of a factory area above the Germans. And it shows again that COD 2 grew a bit more of a flair for the cinematic, more so than COD 1.
That should take care of them for now. No doubt they'll be back in a couple of hours. Let's head back to the station house. Move!
December 24, 1942, Christmas Eve. What we began at Stalingrad, we were to finish as part of Operation Little Saturn on a remote airfield near the small village of Tatsinskaya. Our assignment was to approach the airfield from the north via the River Don, cutting off and encircling the stranded German forces Hitler had forbidden to retreat. There at Tatsinskaya, we would surprise the airfield, destroying as many aircraft as we could, cutting off the resupplying of Nazis in the Stalingrad pocket. This was an assignment I was going to enjoy. But as we were about to spring our attack, the Germans got word we were there and launched a frantic evacuation. We may have missed yelling "surprise," but there was still plenty of party to be had.
Your orders are to take control of the enemy airfield near Tatsinskaya to prevent them from resupplying the 6th Army at Stalingrad. This is a critical mission, comrades. Best of luck!
Raven, this is platoon leader. What is your status? Over.
Platoon leader, Raven here. Our trucks are in position. We need 10 minutes to set up the rockets. Over.
Hold positions until... Suka! Stuka! Incoming! We have been spotted! Raven, we cannot wait! Get your rockets in position now! We will take care of those bombers!
So now we're back to COD Finest Hour, and whilst gameplay-wise, I do struggle with controllers, especially when it comes to original Xbox games, but the amount of cool stuff that happens in this mission can't be overstated. So with a load of tanks, you plough right into a German airfield and do some really awesome stuff. Now, my favourite part of this mission, and it's really memorable, is when you're driving your tanks down this massive runway, but there are planes trying to take off and escape at the same time. And you've got to shoot at them to stop them from leaving the ground, but you also don't want to get run over either. And now I think about it, this is probably the most creative thing that a Call of Duty game does in a tank mission, I think, ever. So, hats off to Finest Hour.
Libya, 1943. The British Crusader tank enters its second year of service in the North African Desert Campaign. Desert tank warfare proves difficult and challenging for both sides. Dust clouds kicked up by the movement of the tanks and the firing of their cannons create poor visibility conditions during combat. Navigation is also a problem. The vast Libyan desert offers little in the way of recognizable landmarks. The British Crusaders, whose guns lack the range of their German counterparts, are forced to use massed high-speed charges to close within firing range. A dangerous strategy that leaves much to be desired.
Pay attention now. Jerry's just over the next ridge ahead of us. You gentlemen know the drill. Red's outrages us, so I'll have to close in its wake formation and hit him hard and fast. When we get close, circle around the bastards and hit him from the rear.
This is a very fun, quite short tank mission. And something it does that I don't really expect Call of Duty to do is to highlight the difference in tanks between the Allies and the Axis. The British Crusader tanks just don't have the same range that the German Panzer tanks do, causing the Crusaders to charge across the desert in really cool scenes like this one.
January 2nd, 1943. Surrounded on all sides by Soviet forces, the German Sixth Army at Stalingrad continues to crumble in the absence of a desperately needed supply line. Many German soldiers trapped in the city, who are now literally starving and running out of ammunition, continue to fight regardless, fearing that the Soviets will execute those who attempt to surrender. The fighting amongst the firebombed ruins of the city intensifies, as thousands of Soviet infantry continue to retake Stalingrad, one block at a time.
Fascists have recaptured several apartments along this street. Our duty is to take back these buildings one by one and then destroy their ammunition depot near City Hall. Let's go!
It's the fascists! I'm on the second floor! Cut them down! Our comrades are pinned down up there! We must assist them!
This mission is very much the same as missions like repairing the wire, though we do just keep pushing and pushing street by street, and it really does feel like the Germans don't have anywhere to retreat to. This mission went quite smoothly until this tank. This tank was really annoying and hard to defeat. It would just go around in circles and instantly annihilate you if you were in the wrong position. The problem is, to get to the right position, you first had to be in the wrong position several times, if that makes sense. So it was really a big trial and error. And of course, sadly, I don't have the save scumming that I would in COD 1.
Let's go! Follow me! I will be right behind you, Comrade!
It's the Germans! By the tram! Kill those fascists!
Vasily, blow open that door! All right, comrades, through the door! Let's clear this building! Let's move! Come on, let's go! Kommunisten! Wir nehmen Kisten! Schlag ab! Sanitäter! Wirf die Granate, los! Leg dir das in die Spitze! Geradeaus!
Yesterday afternoon, 5 German soldiers from the 297th Infantry
Vorsicht, Granate!
The fires were caused by heavy bombs and also the Third Reich.
Sniper!
Good, now wait for Pavel to get that bastard's attention. Pavel, do it.
Yes, comrade.
Fourth floor, grey building!
He's dead. Good shot, comrade.
Well done, Vasily. Now let's move on. We still have to secure the rest of City Hall.
Ground floor is clear!
Top floor clear! The building is secure, comrades! We must prepare for their counterattack! Take up defensive positions!
Here they come! Hold this position, comrades!
Infantry! Like a tank! Over to the north!
Potato measure! Run!
Comrade Vasily, it looks like our numbers didn't come up today. Not yet, anyways.
And just like that, COD 2's Russian campaign is over. After all we've been through fighting through the streets of Stalingrad, I almost want a more final conclusion for this character. I want the medal ceremony at the end of Star Wars. But on the grander scale of the war, I guess it's just another day.
Pay attention now. We've run up against a group of 88mm anti-tank guns along the next line. Stagger group and the Shermans will keep us busy while Fox and Baker snoop all around the left flank and hit up from the side. Group commanders reporting. Baker 1 ready. Fox ready. 0-1 giving them hell. Baker is Fox. Load AP rounds and advance at full speed. Good luck, lads. Panzer in running. I'll see you bastards in hell. Panzer in front. That's got him. Nice one. Targets? Negative, sir. Negative targets. Excellent work, gentlemen. Assume the fit positions and round out the prisoners.
This was just another quick tank mission, but I do again have to point out Call of Duty 2's amazing end mission music. And the really good quote at the end as well.
Stalingrad, the city that arrested the Nazis' eastern expansion. Had the city fallen, Russia would have crumbled. The Germans underestimated Russia's will to survive. They underestimated the city and her defenders. The people looked to Polina as a symbol of hope, but she didn't want to be a hero. She wanted only vengeance. The arrogance of the Third Reich was to think they could achieve what the great Napoleon could not. Perhaps if they weren't facing someone as fierce as Lady Nightingale.
There. We heard Steiner's been creeping around the commercial district.
Makes sense. He's never far from the slaughter.
Svoloch.
Let's go.
Oh, wait. We should see who they are so we can let their families know. Knife.
Short! That's a sniper shot. Precise.
What, you think
They
that's
might be.
Okay. There's more cover this way. Come on.
The start of this mission looks amazing, like all of Vanguard's missions, and has this cool little mini game where your brother flashes a knife and then you go take out the distracted sniper.
Try drawing fire with my knife.
Do what?
Just trust me.
Drawing fire!
That's me done, yeah.
So I did say at the start of this video, and it is part of the crux of the video itself, but all of these recordings of this footage is also in chronological order. I didn't play through the campaigns in their regular order and then splice everything up this way. And it's not really come up because, honestly, it's not been the huge problem I thought it has. The main theme of these Call of Duty games is the Second World War, and as I'm moving through the Second World War, chronologically, it never felt too jarring. But it is in Vanguard's missions where it feels a bit more strange because I'm kind of taken away from that story of the Second World War and placed into Vanguard's story. And so it does feel a bit strange having the motivations of your character quickly swap from just being a soldier to being some kind of superhero back to being just a soldier again. Another fantastical thing that sets Vanguard apart from the other games in the franchise is the Jägermorders. If you've ever played the Modern Warfare games, they basically added those juggernauts to the game, and that also is a little bit immersion breaking.
Is he finally fucking dead?
I think so. They're much tougher than I thought. We can't strike from here. There's too many of them. Take a look.
Shit. Steiner.
There, on the right.
Bastard.
He might be Steiner's superior. Sniper, get down! Ah! You okay?
Misha!
It's not as bad as it looks.
Just hold still and let me check.
That doesn't sound good.
It's not.
We don't have time for this, Sistrocha. You hear me?
I need to get you somewhere safe to patch you up. You're not going to die here. Up! Let's move! I'm getting you to the post office. We'll be safe there.
Now, in every Call of Duty game, almost every Call of Duty mission, the protagonist, in the name of action, will perform some pretty implausible Medal of Honor worthy acts, right? But this scene, while you're trying to bring your brother to safety and have one arm out with a pistol, is very special. Not necessarily because of what your protagonist is able to do, but because of the inaction of the enemies. Now, I'm playing COD Vanguard without any music because it makes for some amazingly tense moments, of which you'll see very soon. But this is one of the moments where I think the lack of music just makes it fall flat.
Watch out!
Misha!
Where? Stop. Don't let them take Stalingrad.
This knife isn't going to get us out of here. Look, we need to...
Finish. Please. For all of us.
No, you're delirious. Come on, we have to move.
Alina, go!
No! You cover the opening. I go out and flank them.
There is no time. Go. I will slow them down. Сплячка. Now go. It's all right. Go!
Mann am Boden, Mann!
Sie kann nirgendwo hin. Weiter suchen!
Boo! After we're caught snooping around, we start to be aggressively pushed by waves of Germans. And I have to play it very defensively, trying to stick to this room at the corner. And it is one of the best firefights I've had in this franchise so far.
We are not done yet, little bird. Hier ist uns nichts gewachsen. Without your rifle, Lady Nightingale.
Now, eventually, we get close to our target, and we have this weird hide-and-seek game amongst all these mannequins, which is really creepy.
But you have not faced me yet. Russian bitch!
Now, eventually, and I've got no idea how, he starts firing incendiary ammunition at us, setting the whole room on fire. And soon enough, we get him on the back foot.
Stalingrad. Oh, fucking bitch!
You took everything from me! Now it's my turn.
You won't find satisfaction in this. It won't end with me. We'll destroy you all.
You won't be doing anything.
Not me. Herr Freisinger.
Черт! Фашистская! Свинья! All you've left me is this knife. You thought you'd take my city and crush my people. You tried to break me, but you failed. You created Lady Nightingale. And now, she's destroyed you.
The Soviets' victory at the Battle of Stalingrad was perhaps the most major turning point in the war, and Call of Duty would have us to believe that it's this woman that caused it.
The infamous Lady Nightingale brought Stalingrad back from the brink. Her actions inspired the Russians to take back their city and go on the offensive,
making her almost single-handedly the reason why the Allies won the Second World War. I probably shouldn't have to say this, but that isn't true. That didn't happen. But anyway, yeah, Stalingrad is over, and the tide is turning.
By controlling North Africa, the Axis powers would have a better chance of holding the Mediterranean, now the epicenter of the war. Unfortunately for Italian dictator Benito Mussolini, his army is ill-prepared to withstand the British forces in the region. Hitler, fearful that more losses in Africa would jeopardize his efforts on the Russian front, sends General Rommel and his Africa Corps to clean up the mess. By 1942, the Allies decide that the best way to break the Axis powers back is to create another front. An Operation Torch is born of British and American troops. A well-supported, coordinated push through enemy lines, depleting and destroying fuel, food, and equipment would mean the eventual fall of the Third Reich in Africa, weakening Axis aggression throughout the world. All goes as planned, and by January 1943, British General Montgomery's 8th Army has Rommel and his troops on the run, scrambling to make their valiant last stand at the Mareth Line.
My wife finally wrote saying, "Edward Carlisle, just asked to do something else." So I did. It turns out having a background in teaching chemistry can get you out of a desk job pretty quick if you have a mind to it. I knew nothing of Popsky's private army or its ties to the Desert Rats until I was in training. This sabotage platoon's philosophy is lightning-fast strikes and massive explosions deep behind enemy lines. It's gratifying to know that every time we light up a fuel depot or munitions dump, we're stalling Rommel's tanks and helping those poor blighters on the front lines. It may not be fighting fair, but the Germans have hardly fought fair in Europe, so to hell with them. My assignments are highly confidential, so as far as the wife knows, I'm still sitting at a desk. But for some strange reason, I've stopped complaining.
Listen up, chaps. The Jerrys have a cozy little setup in this village here. Our job is to break as much equipment as possible, and then dash out before they even know what hit them. Troop B will drive the jeeps behind the Germans and pepper them with machine gun fire. I lead Troop A through town to knock out their communications and burn up their petrol reserves. Carlisle, you're the man with the demolitions. We'll cover you while you set the tank and save 4 charges. We'll have to get in and out before everything becomes all spotlights, sirens, and rifles firing. Cock your guns, wet your sights, and ride on. Let's go!
I've not even started playing this part of COD Finest Hour yet, and I am more invested in my character and my objectives than in any other part of any other Call of Duty game. I don't know how this game does it, it's magic. The introduction of this character, like the one back in Stalingrad, just immediately informs me of the energy I should have going into this mission, and I just get immersed just like that, even despite the fact that the game looks like this.
Wir haben auf Genischen geschossen. Verschnockt mal. Oh, get ready, Carlisle. Set a charge on that antenna. Ding dong. Once this last charge goes off, Fritz will be completely out of power. All right, get ready to brake and ready to dash. Let's go! Everybody's awake right now.
The aiming and controls in general in this game hurts my fingers, and the difficulty and the checkpoints actually got quite rough, especially considering that this is the first time that I ran into some emulation issues. I didn't mention it before, but I'm running all of these console-only games on emulators.
Looks like we're in the clear. Hang on, Conrad.
Navigating the desert like an ocean of sand, you have to know where you're going and have a plan to get in and out as quickly and quietly as possible. We do prefer it when quietly is not required. The one thing that allows us to hit the enemy where it hurts most is our jeeps. They're always loaded with enough fuel, supplies, and water to travel 600 miles at a stretch. Although unarmored, they can be heavily armed with two 50 cal MGs firing armor-piercing and incendiary rounds. These make us quick and deadly when we need to be, able to take on German half-tracks and armored cars that outclass us in every other way. Still, this doesn't make up for the fact that you're completely exposed to fire sitting in an open jeep. And you'd better have a damn good driver at the wheel should trouble arise. And it always does, mate.
Look alive, Carlisle. I got word on the wireless that some of our old mates from the long-range desert group are lying doggo in an old fortress surrounded by Jerry's. We've got to save them. Those chaps found a shortcut through the desert that leads straight to Rommel's back door. You and I are leading the charge. The rest of the men will catch up with us at the fort. Protect my hide while I refuel the jeep. Keep your eyes peeled. We won't be alone for long.
Sniper!
Watch it!
Starkey, we've spotted Fritz bearing down on your position. Avoid contact and proceed to rendezvous point.
I suggest you grab hold of something. Shoot him down! Stop shooting, my son!
I definitely had my problems with this British campaign in Finest Hour, especially this mission towards the end and the strangest reload of a Lee Enfield rifle I've ever seen in my life. But when Carlisle and Starkey exited through this tunnel together, I was kind of sad that I would never do a mission with them ever again.
Hey, Carlisle, were you just gonna leave me out there?
We thought we were gonna win the war all by ourselves. We were wrong.
I want suppressing fire on that hill. Someone get Miller out of that mud.
Come on, buddy, we got you covered.
Anderson, I want some flame on that bunker. Get up that hill and get on it. Miller, you go with him.
We've got no cover. Use the smoke grenades.
Malachi, get some smoke up there. Anderson, Miller, when the smoke hits, find cover near the top. Keep moving, Marines. Get up there. Stop! Where's Stop? Stop! Get out of the... Storm the hill! Get out of the way of the fire! Stop!
We're now back in the Pacific, more specifically Guadalcanal, perhaps the most infamous campaign in America's attack on the Pacific Islands on the way to Japan. We're back in the boots of Private Miller, who in his last mission got rescued from a raid on Makin Atoll several months ago in 1942, and now we're here at Guadalcanal very conveniently on the campaign's final day to land a decisive victory. Outside of the short tutorial mission we did ages ago, this is the first proper mission of Call of Duty World at War Final Fronts. And though I do like the World at War-esque tone, especially the short monologue at the start of the mission, and I like the fact that COD World at War's music is used throughout these missions, man, this game is just not quite there. It doesn't look amazing, but it's a PS2 title, so I'll forgive it for that. The sound is terrible, and there are loads of bugs, the funniest of which I'll show you in the coming missions. In the veteran difficulty for this game, you can take quite a lot of damage before dying, but the health indicators, i.e. how red your screen gets, isn't very clear. You don't really know when you're going to be close to death at all, and that is the cause of almost all of my deaths in this game. When it comes to killing the enemies though, it's incredibly easy. I've never seen a game with more aggressive aim assist than this one. You don't need to even vaguely know where the enemy is. You just need to hold down aim and it will snap right to their heads. Sorry, what? I can't hear you. Next up is a quick tank mission in Big Red 1 where we get to drive around a Sherman for a bit. And afterwards we're put back into the main story of the campaign, at Kasserine Pass.
It looks like we're moving the whole division up. What's going on, Sarge? 26 got their asses handed to them by Rommel and his damned Africa Corps. And we're coming to get it back, right, Sarge? Something like that, Vic. Get off the damn road! Damn it! We're too late! Hang on! If those tanks get through, we're screwed! Sarge, they're right on top of us! Man that gun now!
This mission is really action-packed and diverse. We get to do all sorts of stuff, long engagements, short-range engagements, get to blow up some tanks, and we get to see how much more effort the developers of Big Red 1 put into their reload animations as opposed to Finest Hour.
Guys in one piece.
What the hell's going on? Looks like they're pulling back. I guess they didn't know we was coming. Shut up for once, Brooklyn, would you?
All right, gather around, boys. Just got word from battalion. The Germans are mounting a full-scale counterattack to retake this village.
Well, we ain't gonna let that happen.
Slow down, cowboy. This village is only a field hospital. Look around. Our medics aren't armed.
What are you saying?
I'm saying we gotta defend this position long enough to get our docs safely out of here.
Whilst the last mission was an offensive, this time we're really on the defensive. And Big Red 1 handles the defensive really well, and the hard difficulty feels really balanced. You can see at this point in the campaign that Rommel's time in North Africa is firmly coming to an end. We're swapping between the British in the east and the Americans in the west, each taking bites out of Axis-controlled territory one bite at a time from either side. And this is where the chronological view of Call of Duty gets really fascinating, because you can see through completely different perspectives the same campaign unfolding.
This mess to Delaney.
You be okay, son?
This one wasn't even close.
I tried to get some time off for that. Maybe go home, wouldn't you? Nah.
It was
shot at here is still better than selling shoes.
Sir, are we there yet? No! Stop asking and watch for Jerry's!
The start of this mission, by the way, on veteran difficulty is awful. I mean, I'll just play the footage, you'll see what I mean.
Man down! Stay close to me! Okay, I'm with you! It's an infantry! Where's the shrink?
In fact, this mission in general is really tough, and the enemy grenade throwing into these more closed urban areas gets a bit ridiculous. Now, we'll see the grenade throwing get way worse with COD World at War, but it's still quite bad here.
Supplies. Be prepared to move out in 2 hours. Dismissed. Out of the train! Move! Move! Comrades, check your weapons and harden your hearts. We must stand our ground and drive the fascists out of the motherland.
This is madness, and you tell me the fight is worse?
Heavy comrades, if you're here, the enemy will leave.
Stop us! They're coming back!
After their failure at Stalingrad, the Germans were pushed back westwards towards Germany. But though they were down, they weren't out, and they'd regrouped for a new major offensive that would take place at Kursk. And this intro of being driven to the front lines in a truck is really cinematic and really sets the scene for the absolute chaos unfolding.
Machine guns ready!
The Germans are moving through the village, trying to flank us. We have been ordered to drive them out. Good to see you, comrades. We must clear this village and defend the bridge until our reinforcements arrive. If the Germans take it, we will be surrounded. Ready? Let's go!
After all of this time in Stalingrad, it feels really great and refreshing to be the ones on the offensive. And this part at the end where we're pushing them out farmhouse to farmhouse feels amazing. And I think it's some of the best gameplay on Call of Duty United Offensive. So now that the Allies have largely won in the North African theatre, it's time to move on to the next campaign of the war, the invasion of Sicily. This mission in Big Red 1 is one of my favourite. Just the colours, the process of invading from a beachhead, the Italian soldiers, which you will see essentially nowhere else in the franchise, all with Italian weapons, which I know is a tiny detail, but as I said earlier, after spending 10 plus hours with MP40s, that is very refreshing.
Thank you, boys. We can take it from here. I'm starting to see why the Big Red 1 has a reputation.
The Big Red 1 story then continues into the mainland of Sicily, and we get some amazing shooting galleries, especially this one in these ancient Roman ruins. The diversity of gameplay in this mission is pretty good too. You even start off doing some anti-air, and it really does feel as if the developers of Big Red 1 are pushing everything they can out of each scenario.
Advance to a train station, where our tanks will gently persuade the enemy to abandon their posts or die. Once the station has been secured, we will press our advantage until the only Germans left in Pondiori are dead. Move out!
We're then sent back over to Kursk, where we're trying to win the Battle of Poniri, which in the loading screen for this mission is called the Stalingrad of Kursk.
Comrades, we have driven the enemy from Poniri, and we will not rest until the whole German army has been driven off Russian soil.
This time we're back in Sicily, but not with the Big Red One, but instead with some old familiar faces. So it turns out that Doyle, the protagonist of the Rotterdam bomber mission who was then rescued, did in fact in the end join up with SOE, and is part of a special forces squad sent in to take out a naval gun battery before the invasion of Sicily. Now you may think that's kind of strange because the invasion of Sicily just happened, and I don't quite understand the dates. This is set on the 12th of July after that Big Red One mission, so maybe someone with a bit of knowledge of Operation Husky can clear this up, or maybe Call of Duty just got it wrong. Up to this point, we've definitely had some non-standard infantry combat, but this is the first time where I can definitely say that we are in a special forces squad doing special stuff that normal soldiers just couldn't do. And it's funny how we got this far into the war without that happening, and yet today in the Call of Duty games, it is an absolute standard that you would be in a Special Forces squad.
Right. Once we get in the bunker, we'll spike the guns and plant charges in the magazine. As usual, take any important documents you may find inside.
There's a lighthouse up on that ridge. We'll blow it up to divert them, drawing Jerry out of his vault.
Okay, if Tobruk set the fuses correctly, that lighthouse should be going up right about now. Excellent, they're leaving. Keep down. It's all us we've had.
This starts to feel a bit more like a James Bond mission than a Call of Duty mission, and you know what? I loved it. Apart from my health bar, I really didn't love that. It was quite frustrating. In this following mission, where we've got to escape, things really get James Bond-like.
Lorry on the left.
Things really do leave the realm of reality a bit, but it's only for a bit, so I'll forgive it.
I'll try to lose them in the village.
The setting, by the way, of this Sicilian town and the backdrop of all of the buildings looks really beautiful. And I'm yet again really impressed with what they managed to pull off back in the early 2000s.
Incoming! Dead ahead! Fire!
Attention! Listen up! The Germans are retreating, but we have to stop them before they reach the River Seine. There is no time to lose. Move on!
After that, we're back up to the Ostfront, and it's another tank mission. It's perhaps a bit of a bland tank mission, but a very welcome change after the grueling difficulty of Poniry.
Attention, please! May I have your attention? In 20 years in this great army, I have never seen a group of men fight with the kind of bravery you have shown today. I am honored to call you my comrades.
All right, let's get down to business. Keep formation and stay alert.
So now we're back again to Sicily, and it's another attack of a big Sicilian settlement. The scenery in this mission is amazing, the gunfights are tense, and I kind of feel bad for not offering more commentary sometimes, but it's all action, really.
We gotta get out of the open. Vic, get this door open. I'm on it. Into that building, go!
This town must be at least 1,000 years old. Yeah. Too bad Vic ain't here to see it. Lousy crowd bastards. I still can't believe it. That son of a bitch. Selfish, mean-spirited bulldog was the toughest soldier we had.
Gather up.
This is actually the last we'll see of Sicily, as not too long in the future after this mission, Italy would join the Allies. It's a bit more complicated than that, and I recommend you look it up yourself if you're curious.
Advance! Advance! No stopping! Don't fall back!
We've alternated back up to the Eastern Front, and the Germans are being pushed even further and further back out of Soviet land at a very fast pace. In this mission we get to see a city that's essentially completely destroyed, and just the colours used and the general aesthetic of this destroyed city reminds me of, say, Fallout 3's Washington DC. It is just really well done. Everything is all depressive dark greys, browns and greens, aside from the violent red fires lighting up inside the buildings. Okay, so this isn't as bad as Pavlov's house, but I mean, actually this might be as bad as Pavlov's house. This might be that bad. This last section of this last mission was excruciating, and purely because of the amount of enemy AI. And it's because of the amount of enemy AI and their accuracy on the highest difficulty. Now you can see my health bar. If I get hit by a stray pebble, I'm dead. And I'm pressured to be aggressive because maybe once every 30 seconds a plane will try and shoot me dead. Also, panzer tanks are rolling up to the train platform and also trying to blow me up. And the only way to get rid of them is to blow them up with a flak gun. The problem is that because there are so many constantly spawning Germans, and they have such high accuracy and will always prioritize me over any AI target, I get instantly killed no matter what I do. And so after an incredibly long time of me getting increasingly stressed out, I finally find a really dodgy way to finish the mission, and it looks something like this. This cutscene at the end to mark the end of this campaign is great. It doesn't make up for what I just went through, but it was great.
Tunisia, 1943. Gaining momentum, the Allies press Rommel's Africa Corps into the Mareth Line, a 22-mile stretch of defences in eastern Tunisia. Having lost their main supply base in Libya in January of 1943, the Africa Corps prepares to hold their ground on two sides, as they are now trapped between the American forces to their west and the British Commonwealth forces to the east. Despite these advantages, the Allies must proceed with caution, for the local terrain favours the defenders.
Davis, this isn't a bloody drill! Get your arse on that machine gun and cover your sector! Davis, get
On a grander scale, time is up for the Axis in Africa, but on the ground we're having some trouble. This mission is just brilliant. I'll let it speak for itself. Though I will note something interesting. The COD 2 mission before this one, where we get ambushed at the start and it was really hard and there were grenades everywhere, despite chronologically being before this mission of course, is actually in COD 2's mission order after. So we've already done the final mission of this Africa campaign in COD 2, and now we're going back to do things that are in the future chronologically. I'm not entirely sure why they made this decision, but oh well.
everyone out now! Out the back door! Come on, move, move! Davis, you're on point! Let's go and flank that bastard! Time to go! Get moving! Woman! In Decom! Just turn the wheel in the direction you want to go! Oh, thank you, sir! That's very helpful! It's very clear now! Davis, half drop dead ahead! Take it out! Not bad, Sergeant. Find the track on the rooftop and turn the clock! Find the track on the rooftop to the right! Look out for that tank, McGregor! Tank? What'd you say, tank? Bloody hell, he's spotted us! Get off the road! Make a left, private, now! I hope you know! No! Bloody hell, it's stalled out on me! Well, get it started! Davis, hit that tank in the rear! Target the engine compartment! Now would be a good time, McGregor! And do it, McGregor! McGregor! That's done it! We're off! Time for a runner, lads! Check your ammo and stick together! German grenade! Ball! Könnte die Tonne! Fröhliche Weihnachten, du englischer Bastard! Cover the rear! Ah, you dirty Jerry rotter! Keep pushing towards the rally point! Come on! Okay, I'm with you. Enemy infantry! On the telephone pole! South of our position! Okay! Cover me while I reload! Germans out in the open! On the left! Open fire! Smoke to the north! They've broken through our rear guard! We've got to get back and help our boys! It's too late, McGregor! We've got to reach that rally point! Davis, let's go! The Jerrys are closing in from behind! I'll teach those bastards a lesson! Forget it, McGregor! The rally point's just up ahead! We'll get pinned down if we stay here! Keep moving! Lads, on the telephone pole! It's the last truck! We've got to get out of here! This way! Let's head for the brigade rally point, boys. We'll be back for this town. You hear that Norman has been sent home? Lucky bastard. That lucky bastard's lost his flag. Well, at least he's out of this bleeding desert.
Unlike COD 1, COD 2 basically has no backtracking, aside from this mission, which is paired extremely well with the previous one. In the last mission we were desperately escaping this town. This time we're assaulting back through the same level, but with lots of help. For some reason, Captain Price didn't show up in this one. I hope he's okay.
got to capture it! Enemies, now! Crowd! Clear the center! Over to the north! Reiniger! Schnell, Deckung nehmen! Ich muss nachladen! Infantry! Up on the second floor! On the left! Going in! Let's secure the area! We've got to be ready for any counter-attacks! Cover me! Crowd infantry! By the telephone pole! Our reinforcements have arrived! We've got the Pashas on the run! Don't let up! Down Rommel, you've been beat by the boys of the Stalingrad, man! And come back anytime, you Jerry bastards! We'll be waiting for you! Looks like that's the last of the Huns, eh, Dibs?
And with that final question asked, Call of Duty's time in the North African campaign is over. In hindsight, I think I enjoyed the whole ride, from Tobruk to Tajane.
Guadalcanal was just the beginning. Next up was BDO, the next link in the chain that led all the way to Japan. It had taken 6 months to seize Guadalcanal. BDO would have to fall a lot quicker than that. They made it sound easy, telling us the island wasn't even the size of Central Park. I'd never been to New York, but I'm sure the park there didn't have a couple of thousand Japanese troops dug into hundreds of hidden pillbox bunkers.
Hey! I'm seeing barbed wire barricades up ahead! You know what to do, Mac. Full speed. Ram them! The boys aren't even making it to the beach! We're nearly there, Marines. Check your juice gear and get ready. We need to get the hell out of this beach. Follow me and keep your heads down unless you want them shot off. Okay, stand by, Marines. We got incoming artillery to soften them up. Move!
That is the most immediate artillery support you will ever see in this video and probably in any video game ever. And the quickest I have ever soft-locked myself in a COD mission. Well done, Final Front.
Looks like they dug in pretty tight. The artillery must be close. Move! Get down here, Sergeant. We're stuck. Here they are, Marines. On me. Hunter. Call in CAS to take out that net. Aye, sir. Tango Foxtrot. Tango Foxtrot. Baker Charlie requesting airstrike. Ritz Square Free Hotel.
Roger that. Target in sight. Hold your position.
Okay, Marines, hold up. We'll wait for airstrike.
Tango Foxtrot on approach and closing. Hit the deck, boys. We're coming in low and fast.
Okay, Marines, honeymoon's over. Move up to that bunker. Let's go!
Miller, set the fleet in charge so we can get the hell out of here already. Come on, let's get out of here and blow this thing.
Oh yeah! We've got to get to that trench up ahead. Good work, Marines. Japanese forces are retreating inland. Miller, you do the honors. Red Beach 3 is now clear. Carry on, Marines.
Sometimes it felt like the whole damn thing was about airfields. We captured islands to get the airfields on them. From the airfields, we could launch heavy bombers to soften up the next island in the chain. BDO was no different. There was an airfield there, and we needed it. And the Japanese needed to stop us. The Japanese general in command said it would take 1 million men 100 years to take his island. We were only a single Marine division, and we'd been given 3 days to get the job done.
Sergeant Roebuck, ain't we supposed to be taking the airfield?
Yeah, well, the airfield's over there. We're pinned down here. You got any ideas how we're gonna get past the Japanese? And I'm listening.
I say we just give him Miller. That'll make him surrender for sure.
Molansky, one more crack from you and...
Look, someone's going for that bunker.
That guy's gotta be out of his mind. Who the hell is he?
Whoever he is, he needs covering fire. Get on him! Damn it! The fire just came from that building. Get in there! He opened up a hole for us. Don't let it go to waste.
Keep moving! Double time!
We've got more enemy in those ruins. They got us cold. Take cover!
Great! We're back to being pinned down again.
Okay, Marines, what do you say we give those guys a fighting chance? Time to take out those guns. Mount out. You all know the drill. Clear out those trenches and get to those AA guns. Keep on going. Hear those AA guns? That's our objective. Shooting, Miller. Move inside. Find the radar equipment and destroy it. Good work, Miller. Those enemy fighters will be flying blind now. Get inside! Let's clear this place out!
Get going, Miller, while there's still an 8th Division left.
Fight down and keep firing! We ain't got all day, Miller. Get that bazooka!
Miller, I need a hand here, pal.
Friendlies, we got support.
Well, well. You finally decided to show up at the party. It's the 6th Marine.
We got armor, too. Those Shermans will chew right through the Japanese tanks.
I ain't never been so happy to see those damn doggies. It's battalion, Sergeant. They say enemy resistance on BDO is finished. The island's ours.
All right, Marines, we got one, but don't kick up your feet yet. We still got plenty more to go. This fight is far from over.
plane was airborne, he was the most dangerous thing in the skies. But if you fly too close to the sun, eventually, your wings will get burned.
Wait! Stupid son of a bitch! You could have gotten us both. Oh, shit. All right. Okay. I'll get you out of here, but it's gonna hurt like hell. Wake up! Wade! Nah, today's not the day. I need to find out where we are, so I'm gonna have to leave you here. Think about the Yankees.
What? You know I'm a doctor. Oh, your bedside manner sucks.
You're welcome, pendejo. I need your gun. Lost mine in the crash. The one you caused.
What am I supposed to do?
Keep yourself bandaged up. I don't want you bleeding out and missing all the fun. Stay out of sight till I get back.
We've had elements of stealth before, but this is the first proper stealth mission, or at least the first half of this mission is a stealth mission. We're alone in the jungle with the enemy searching for us. Our death seems imminent, but thankfully, thanks to Call of Duty Vanguard, we have access to Predator vision. I guess this is this video's first supernatural power unlocked. There isn't really any explanation as to why we can see people through the jungle. It's just focus. We're really good at focusing. This is an instance where I, and I think a lot of other people, have butted heads with Call of Duty Vanguard in the past. It's trying to do its own thing, and that's okay. But after playing all of the other Call of Duty games, which try to be a lot more authentic, it can be pretty jarring. This is the first one where it didn't feel like Call of Duty, it felt like some other franchise. But despite that unfamiliarity, I still had fun. This was a nice stealth section.
Mayday, mayday, mayday. Any and all friendly units within range of this transmission. Lieutenant Wade Jackson requesting immediate support. Any Americans on this damn rock? Get it.
古い機材の故障じゃないのか？
フォローの機材が勝手に動き出すものか？指令に報告しよう。
中を確認せずに？本気か？
分かった。今見てくる。
I really wish when I decided to press the button to climb up that tree, it would tell me that that's what the protagonist wanted to do.
Do you speak Japanese? 何か聞こえたか？スナイパーだ！捨てろ！活動を引きずり出せ！奴らを追え！スナイパーがいるぞ！
Booker, they're still alive.
Yeah, no shit.
Cut them free. I'm aviation machinist mate, third class Hernandez. The ungrateful one's Lieutenant Jackson. We got shot down. That's why we're here.
Sergeant James Washington, Army, 93rd Infantry Division. I got control of the stick now, Lieutenant. You're just along for the ride.
All right, men, this ain't the Savoy. Let's get moving. Kibble, Hernandez, you with me.
Hey, you guys said you were 93rd. I never heard of it.
Bet you ain't never met a Negro before, neither. We ain't exactly in the credit-getting business.
Oh, the colored regiment.
Yep. You see any snakes or centipedes? Let me know. We'll get the cookout ready. See something?
No. But when that sniper got Thompson, he was on a bridge just like this.
So how do we cross? Go!
Smoke! When I give the word, I want to see your best Jesse Owens. Who?
Ow!
Means run fucking fast. Now!
Everyone all right?
This part really frustrated me. I don't quite know what I was doing wrong. Like, was it me or is the game bugged? I just lay there completely still behind cover and just died a few times actually, and in the end I got through this section not by sneaking but just sprinting from cover to cover and hoping the sniper wouldn't hit me.
Great War and Jim Crow.
Hey, how are we gonna get into that ridge, Booker?
Knock. Loudly.
Hey, how about we play these fools some Duke Ellington? Everybody loves a Cotton Club.
You find me a trumpet, Lewis?
How an STG-44 ended up on this side of the planet at this time frame, I've got no idea. But hey, I'll stop it with the STG-specific irritations from now on.
Ladies have gotten out.
Our obligations to our country never cease but with our lives.
That doesn't sound like Lenny.
John Adams.
Well, someone give Lenny's gun to John Adams. We can use the help.
That the ridge?
That's the one.
Holy shit. You're kidding. Are you insane?
Yeah?
You're gonna help Private Howard get to that wire. And then, you're gonna keep him covered on the other side. Understood?
Look, in the sky, I'm your man. But this, I'm not the die face down in the mud type.
Then you shouldn't have got yourself shot down. There's a difference between suicide and sacrifice. You do well to learn it.
Now, in Call of Duty, you do some pretty dangerous, unrealistic stuff that normal humans would probably never even dare to think to attempt. But this is one of the most stupid decisions ever made in a Call of Duty mission. Now, it's not the most stupid idea someone's had in a Call of Duty mission. That'll be coming up not too much later in the video. But it's definitely up there.
Jackson, help! Hurry, I'm stuck. Not bad. Fly, boy. God damn it!
I can take that. I'm a fast learner.
A lot heavier than you. And a hell of a lot harder.
For some payback.
All right, then.
Just want to say the only reason this plan worked was plot armor. Because we're the protagonist. No other reason. The flamethrower is great to use though.
Inside! Go! Go! Jackson! Last cannon's all yours! Keep your distance!
Enemies retreating!
Enemy infantry! Pelfrey, shoot the flare! Let's see him stop us now.
Are you fucking crazy? Why would you fire that here? You just gave the entire Japanese army our location.
The invite's not for them. It's for the rest of my men. Right on schedule.
Val dive bomber.
You know anyone can fly it?
This was your plan all along.
My men can take the base. Slow down the Japanese. But if we had someone in the air, wouldn't that be something?
I'm a man, Sergeant.
I was hoping you would say that. Clear him out! Good to see you boys. Make yourselves at home. Jackson, Hernandez.
showtime, Wade! We'll push you out of the hangar. Take this. Cover us while we get you in position. Wait, coming in! Use that LMG! Targets to your left! More of them! Almost there! Won't be needing this anymore! Show us what you can do, Lieutenant.
All right. Let's see.
Do we have enough runway?
More or less.
I should have known you'd say that.
Here we go.
So with this mission, I enjoyed the overall plot, I enjoyed the stealth section and the action section, I enjoyed the bit of personal development that the protagonist goes through throughout this mission. But I've got to say, I did find bits of it a bit cringy. A secondary theme in this mission is like a commentary on race relations in the US Armed Forces during the Second World War. And I think that this is a worthwhile conversation worth having, which no other Call of Duty game would bother to register. And I like that it makes this attempt, but I did feel like this important topic was portrayed with maybe a lack of tact, and it also felt a bit ham-fisted into the narrative. I'm not necessarily averse to the idea of social or political commentary being baked into the games I play, I just kind of feel it wasn't done very well here. But anyway, this is where the Call of Duty World War II timeline ends for several months, and it then picks up very sharply and suddenly with what is perhaps the most famous event of the entire war.